Welcome back to Discipleship Ministries. Thank you so much for watching. I am so happy you are here. Thank you for clicking on today. If you're new to the channel, I just want to say welcome. We truly believe here we are a community of believers who in fact love God and want to disciple and grow in His Word. And thank you for joining us. We are in a mini-series. We are talking about the life of Joseph, from slavery, being sold by his brothers, to his time in Egypt in the palace of Pharaoh. So we're diving in. Last time we talked about the crazy dreams that the cupbearer and the baker had and how Joseph interpreted it, and it happened. It was a crazy story. If you missed it, that info card in the top right of your screen, click on that. That's going to take you back to that last video. It was just a crazy one. Don't want to miss it. So let's get right into it. We've got a little bit of a longer bit of text today. So I want to get through it. That way we can just continue to dive in. I'm super excited. So today we're in chapter 41 of Genesis, first book of the Bible, chapter 41. I think Pharaoh's about to have a dream. And let's see if our boy Joseph can come through once more. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh had a dream. He was standing by the Nile when out of the river there came up 7 cows, sleek and fat, and they grazed among the reeds. After them 7 other cows, ugly and gaunt, came up out of the Nile and stood beside those on the riverbank. And the cows that were ugly and gaunt ate up the 7 sleek, fat cows. Then Pharaoh woke up. He fell asleep again and had a second dream. 7 heads of grain, healthy and good, were growing on a single stalk. After them 7 other heads of grain sprouted, thin and scorched by the earth's east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 healthy, full heads. Then Pharaoh woke up. It had been a dream. In the morning his mind was troubled, so he sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. Pharaoh told them his dreams, but no one could interpret them for him. So Pharaoh's having this crazy dream. He's like, look, 7 cows, beautiful, big cows. Then 7 ugly cows, totally ate them, destroyed them. And then I was like, I saw this. It was 7 stalks of grain. And then there was other ones that were nasty. You could tell they weren't growing properly. It was terrible. And they devoured, what does it mean? So he went to all the people, the wise people, the all these people he could think of. He was send for all of them. He told them nobody could interpret the dream. Then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh, "Today I am reminded of my shortcomings. Pharaoh was once angry with his servants, and he imprisoned me and the chief baker in the house of the captain of the guard. Each of us had a dream that same night, and each dream had a meaning of its own. Now a young Hebrew was there with us, a servant of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he interpreted them for us, giving each man the interpretation of his dream, and things turned out exactly as he interpreted them to us. I was restored to my position, and the other man was impaled." So cupbearer's like, "Dude, you had this crazy dream, bro? I just remembered this guy named Joseph. He knows how to interpret dreams." So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon. When he had shaved and changed his clothes, he came before Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "I had a dream, and no one can interpret it. But I have heard it said of you that when you hear a dream, you can interpret it." Verse 16 says, "I cannot do it," Joseph replied to Pharaoh, "but God will give Pharaoh the answer he desires." Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, "In my dream I was standing on the bank of the Nile, When out of the river came up 7 cows, fat and sleek, and they grazed among the reeds. After them 7 other cows came up, scrawny and very ugly and lean. I had never seen such ugly cows in all the land of Egypt. The lean, ugly cows ate up the 7 fat cows that came up first. But even after they ate them, no one could tell that they had done so. They looked just as ugly as before. Then I woke up. In my dream, I saw 7 heads of grain, full grown, good, growing on a single stalk. After them, 7 other heads sprouted, withered, and thin, and scorched by the east wind. The thin heads of grain swallowed up the 7 good heads. I told this to the magicians, but none of them could explain it to me. So he recites these dreams we kind of just talked about. And he's like, look, nobody can tell me what these things mean. But I'm told that you can, so I'm going to tell them to you, and I want to know. But Joseph's like, well, one, you're thinking it's me. It's not me who's telling you. It's God through me. I am just the messenger. God is bringing the message, right? Then Joseph said to Pharaoh, the dreams of Pharaoh are one and the same. God has revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good cows are 7 years, and the 7 good heads of grain are 7 years. It is one and the same dream. The 7 lean, ugly cows that came up afterwards are 7 years, and so are the 7 worthless heads of grain scorched by the east wind. They are 7 years of famine. It is just as I said to Pharaoh. God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 years of great abundance are coming throughout the land of Egypt, but 7 years of famine will follow them. Then all of the abundance in Egypt will be forgotten, and the famine will ravage the land. The abundance of the land will not be remembered, because the famine that follows it will be so severe. The reason the dream was given to Pharaoh in 2 forms is that the matter has been firmly decided by God, and God will do it soon. And now let Pharaoh look for the discerning and wise man and put him in charge of the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh appoint commissioners over the land to take 1/5 of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. They should collect all the food of these good years that are coming and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh, to be kept in the cities for food. This food should be held in reserve for the country to be used during the 7 years of famine that will come upon Egypt, so that the country may not be ruined by the famine. The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and to all his officials, so Pharaoh asked them, can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God? Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you.